from the struggle, now sharp in the fight. Cried out the last time, walked in the unknown. No more steady paycheck, just a dream of my own. Silence in your apartment, just the hum of the fan. Either building myself or nobody can. Both parents gone, no more to doubt. Grief in my chest, but I still compile. Tears hit the keyboard, wipe them off quick. Pain turn to focus, now the mindset stick. Bank account low, doing math in my head. How many more weeks till I'm out of this bread? Doubt in the mirror saying, maybe you should quit. I answered back once, now I'm done hearing it. Late nights learn, scripting my fate. Every new skill, pushing open the gate. No applause in the room, just me and the grind. Built from the bottom with a self-taught mind. Quit the job, burn the bridge, no plan B in sight. Let it all on a vision, now I grind every night. Fridge getting empty, but the dream's still alive. Fresh forensics in my chest, that's the reason I survive. No safety net below me, no hand to hold tight. Just discipline daily and a screen glowing white. When the pressure gets heavy, I don't fold, I ignite. Built from the struggle, now I sharpen the fight. People say, be realistic, keep something secure. But safe, never build anything pure. Comfort is a cage dressed up like peace. Dreams die quiet when the risks decrease. Empty fridge, staring back at my pride. Fear tried to move it, I told it don't reside. Hunger in the belly, fire in the core. Every closed door made me kick one more. I studied, I failed, I adjusted the plan. Turned pain into power, became my own man. No investors calling, no rescue in sight. Just passion so loud it drowned out the fright. When nobody's coming, you become the one. Pressure makes diamonds when the heat don't run. Yeah. Built this from nothing, from loss and from doubt. Fresh forensics rising, that's what this about. Quit the job, burn the bridge, no plan B in sight. Let it all on a vision, now I grind every night. Fridge getting empty, but the dream's still alive. Fresh forensics in my chest, that's the reason I survive. No safety net below me, no hand to hold tight. Just discipline daily and the screen glowing white. When the pressure gets heavy, I don't fold, I ignite. From nothing to something, I build my own life. Fresh forensic.
What's up, guys? I told you that I told you yesterday I was going to figure out the whole streaming situation. You know, yesterday I said this, right? Any of you guys that were here, you know, I'm a man of my word, or at least I try to be. Yeah, the song, the song, No Plan B. That's about right. I don't have a plan B. I don't have a plan C. I'm just trying. So when you hear that music, that's real. Like I've created that. And that is real. Like every word of that is real, man. This is real. This is so much deeper than just a YouTube channel, man. I'm trying so hard with this. So I see people are already showing up. Can you guys hear me okay or no? Somebody comment in the chat if you can hear me okay. Oh, you tried Fat Rat. Nice. Fat Rat's a very cool script. I haven't used Fat Rat in a while. Yeah, well, the thing is, well, first off, can you guys comment? Let me know if you can hear me okay. I switched things up from yesterday. I tried to, I was supposed to end it. I ended a live stream yesterday. I don't even know what time I ended it, but what do you charge per hour? Sound fine? Okay, cool. I just want to make sure that the audio is good. I had a ton of problems yesterday. I started streaming on my phone. That's easy. My phone, I got a high quality phone. Sound is good. Video is good. Tried to switch over to the desktop last night to get started with some Android stuff. And I was using OBS Studio on Ubuntu Linux. I just had problem after problem. I spent hours troubleshooting. Finally got a stream going, probably somewhere around like close to midnight. And everybody just kept saying that it was lagging. And I could see that it was lagging bad. And that really frustrated me. So I went back to the drawing board, so to speak, and I figured out a better way to stream. I tested it out. It appears to be working good. Everybody says that it's coming in, loud and clear. So that is good. What do I charge per hour for? If you're saying if you're asking me what do I charge per hour, if you're asking me for like private workshop type stuff, we can do that. I actually do have something available on my on the Fresh Forensic store, linked to the YouTube channel, and I have done that with people in the past. We can literally get together on Discord and we can go one-on-one. We can go for hours, and whatever I put up there, charge an hour. I promise you we will go much longer than whatever you book me for. We'll go 2 or 3 times longer than whatever you book me for. But you can do that. That's over on the Discord if you want to do some one-on-one stuff, just me and you. Great way to support the channel. I don't lie. I try not to stress the truth. So I've been very public about things that have been going on in my life, in the area that I live in, the fact that I've been struggling financially. I'm trying to keep the stream alive. And I tried to get a job washing dishes, for God's sakes, and they would not touch me. Nobody in this area will touch me. I literally was just given an ultimatum by my landlord today, and he told me he'll give me my security deposit back if I move out in a week. I guess they don't like it when you start going public with the things that they're doing to you. So he told me, I'll give you a week. I'll even give you your security deposit back. He just wants me out at this point. People don't like it when you actually start exposing things that are going on around you. And now I've been given an ultimatum. So with that being said, that was my news for today. Either pay the back rent I owe or basically get out. I'm very open. We'll get started here in a couple minutes. We're just going to let a couple more people file in, man. I'm amazed at the fact that I don't even publicize these. I don't post anything publicly like, hey, we're going to get started. I just started up, and I'm amazed at how many people just immediately jump in. It just goes to show you that there is a need for this, man. People want to hang out together and build with one another in this Linux space. There's a need for this, man. I can't believe I waited 3 years to do my first live stream. I wish I would have done this a long time ago. I'm not okay. So I see Jekyll asking me, hope you're okay. I'm not. I'm going to do my best to pretend I am. I literally have no family, and I have no friends physically in the tangible sense. So I have nobody to lean on, and nobody will give me a job, which is just absolutely mind-boggling. They think I'm going to hack their computers or something. I don't know what the hell they think, but I'm struggling financially, and it's mind-boggling given the fact of all the contributions I made to the world through my channel that I'm even dealing with this. So no, I'm not doing too well, but I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep on trying. I'm going to keep on trying till I don't have a breath in my body. Rent assistance, yeah. There's a couple things I need to look into. And Jekyll, you go by Patrick in real life. Cool, man. Well, nice to meet you, man. I'm glad that you're here. So are you guys ready to do some Android stuff tonight, or what? You guys got your Android phones nearby you? Well, we're going to get ready. We're going to get started here in a moment. One thing, first off, let me get started this way. Let me put out a quick disclaimer just to cover all the bases, because we are going to be doing stuff with Android. I don't know how far we're going to go. We're going to go a lot further than we did last night, that's for sure. But let me put out a quick disclaimer. Everything that we are about to do in this video, in this live stream, is for educational purposes only. Do not perform any of the things that we are about to do in this video on anybody's phone, on any devices that you do not own or do not have authorization to have access to. That's going to be my quick high-level disclaimer. Everything that we're doing is for educational purposes, and we're keeping things on the ethical side, as always, contrary to popular belief where I'm from, or where I'm living, apparently. Can you survive on this Chromebook? You got 256 gigabytes. Yeah, you'll be good, man. Yeah, you'll be good. So to follow along with what we're about to do in this video, you just need an Android device. It can be a test device. It can be your personal phone. Doesn't matter. Nobody's going to be seeing what you do on my end. Nobody's going to see what you do. You can even create a virtual Android device. I don't know if we'll cover that in this video, but we'll definitely cover that in another video. The process that I go through to create a virtual Android device. There's a couple different ways you can do it. So one thing I will just throw out there real quick. It's summertime, obviously, and it's hot. The space that I'm in, I have computers running, so it's making it even more hot in this room. And I normally would have an AC unit on. I can't have that on because that will interfere with the audio for the stream, obviously. So it is hot. If you see like a bead of sweat trickling down my forehead, that is why. I'm not even exaggerating. It's very hot in this room, but I have to keep the AC off for the stream. The sacrifices that you have to make, right? It is what it is, but it is hot. All right. I think that you guys if nobody has any questions, I think we should go ahead and get started. Unless you guys want to hang out for a little bit, ask some questions. How many people do we got in here right now? Okay. You know, it's still early, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. Man, it is hot in this room. You got factory Linux running Docker, but you're working on it now. Nice, man. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So we are going to be dabbling with a few bash scripts that I have created, and I'm going to navigate over to my GitHub repository just to show you guys real quick what that looks like and where you can find that. Okay, so my GitHub repository is located at github.com/DouglasFreshHavian. And you're going to be brought to this page. If you've never seen this before, you know, I just kind of give some information pertaining to, you know, my little speech, my little intro, who am I, etc. and so forth, the concept behind Fresh Forensics, and some certificates that I have obtained. But if we click on repositories, that will take you to the list of all my repositories. When you say think so, I'm not sure what you're asking. Mark Lamy. Jekyll, I see you'll be in and out, man. We're gonna be here for a little while. So that's why I'm starting so slow. You know, it's still early. Some people are probably not even home from work yet. Okay, so over on the GitHub repository, I've clicked on my list of repositories, and currently I have 33 for a reason. The ones that we're going to be covering today include OSINT Droid, so I'm going to open that up in another tab. We're also going to be looking at secret codes. And we may get to some stuff inside of the Android lab as well, and Android Vault. So I'm going to be pulling bits and pieces from all of those. So those are good repositories just to have up. For any of you that heard the music at the beginning, you can actually find that music inside of the Kali Linux music repository that I created. All this music I created it for a reason, you know, because we need music too. If you're interested, you can grab all of it. It's free. Do with it what you want. And I walk you through the very easy way of even using MPV to play the music from the command line, which is pretty cool. You can actually play the music straight from the command line. All right. So I'm going to grab one of my phones, and I am getting ready to plug my phone into my computer. I'm going to need to grab a cable real quick. All right, so I'm going to be plugging my phone into the computer. This is common sense for most of us, but nonetheless, I'm going to say it anyway. You are going to need to make sure that you're using a cable that is capable of data transfer, not just something that, you know, charges your phone, but it's capable of data transfer. You said you can't get around in GitHub. Did a few times, but it seems hard to actually locate codes. I'm not following you. Are you saying that you're not able to run the script, or you're not able to find codes, or you're just having trouble navigating GitHub? Okay, get yourself a cable. Make sure it's capable of data transfer. Now I'm going to be connecting my phone. This is a Google Pixel. Before I do any of the things that I'm about to do, because I am going to be connecting to the phone over ADB with USB debugging. Okay, you are saying that you're having a trouble navigating. Okay, open up your web browser. Go to github.com/Douglas Fresh Habian. When you do that, you're going to be brought to this page right here. This is like my cover page, if you will. And then you're going to come up to repositories up here at the top and click on repositories. And that's going to take you to this list. And you're able to see all of my repositories, the repositories that I have created. Not all repositories, obviously just mine. Go down, scroll all the way down to the bottom. When you get to the bottom, you see that it says next. If you click on next, that it'll even take you to another page where I have a few additional remaining repositories. Very simple. Click on any of the repositories you're interested in. So for example, here's OSINT Droid, Secret Codes, Android Lab, Android Vault, because everything we're going to be doing in this lab is going to be focused on Android. So before I connect my Android phone to my Linux machine, I'm actually going to turn a few things off. I do not want an internet connection, because I'm going to be enabling USB debugging. And it's always good practice to not have a connection to the internet when you are fiddling around with things requiring USB debugging. It's just a good practice to have. So because I actually do really use this phone. So that's why I'm taking extra caution with this. This is a phone that I use. It has information on it. So I'm going to disconnect from the Wi-Fi. I'm disconnecting from the internet. I'm actually going to go one step further. I'm going to turn on Do Not Disturb. And I am enabling USB debugging, and I'm going to connect to the phone. Now, this is a little backwards. I'm going to show you guys a few things, but in order for me to show you guys these things, I first need to, I got to find a way to mirror the phone to the desktop so that I can actually show you this. So I'm going to show you, in case you don't know this, in case you do not know how to actually enable developer options and USB debugging, I'm going to walk you through that. But in order for me to walk you through that, I first have to do it myself, because I have to connect to the phone and I have to mirror the screen of the phone to my desktop. So I'm doing this a little backwards. You have no choice. Thickalo is asking, is Android forensics done according to the DFIR lifecycle, or is it done for different reasons? Okay, so when I say forensics, my forensics, I am definitely not doing this according to the DFIR lifecycle. Not at all. If we even do anything in this workshop, I'm just calling this an Android workshop. We're just doing stuff with Android. But if we do even do anything that touches on forensics, this is not according to a DFIR lifecycle. No, not at all. Absolutely not. But thank you for being here. We're just having fun with Android. We're getting started, basic Android workshop, and we're just going to do a bunch of different things. Kind of depends on where things take us and what kind of questions arise. I have a bunch of stuff that I'm prepared to do, but we're going to start with some of the basics first, and then we're going to go into more into less basic concepts. So first and foremost, obviously everybody I'm sure is using a Linux box. Hopefully, if you're using Windows, please exit the live stream right now and get the hell out of here and then go get some Linux, man, and then come back, please, for God's sakes. I'm using Ubuntu Linux. If I cat out the contents of the Etsy OS release file, I'm using Ubuntu 26.04 LTS, codename Resolute or Resolute Raccoon. And we're going to be installing a couple things. Okay, so first I'm going to do an update of my repositories. Always a good thing to start with is updating your repositories. My goodness, it is so hot in here. Yeah, get some Linux and then come back, man. I don't want to hear nothing about no freaking Windows. Okay, so I did an update. We're going to be installing, if you don't have these installed, definitely bare minimum, you're going to want to install ADB. So I'm going to run the command sudo apt install ADB. Okay, that's it. You don't need anything more than that for this. And you don't need to install Android Studio. You don't need to do anything crazy. You just need ADB. Just update your repositories and install ADB. And I'm going to be using a tool called Scrcpy. If I do apt info on Scrcpy, this is kind of starting where this is kind of going down a similar path where we went last night, but we're going to do it. We're going to actually get through it without all the lag that we had last night. So Scrcpy is like an essential tool. It allows you to mirror Android devices. It allows you to control them. You can do all sorts of very, very interesting things with this tool. It's a phenomenal tool. So I'm installing it so that I can just mirror the screen of my Android device to the desktop to show you what is happening. So I'm going to run sudo apt install Scrcpy. That's Scrcpy. And then I'm going to start that up. I'm going to split the screen. Scrcpy. All right. Okay. So the reason I just did all of that is simply so that I can show you guys, for those of you who may have never done this before. You said you like that ads on the side, the way you don't have to skip. And yeah. Well, I'm not. If it's showing ads, if it's even showing ads, I did not enable them. So I don't know if it actually is showing them. I did not opt for that. It's doing that on its own, but I'm trying to keep it as easy as possible for us without interruption. Okay, so if you if for some reason you are not familiar with this process, how this works, the process of, you first need to enable developer options. Okay, in order to enable developer options on any phone running Android. Benny Lips, what's up, bro? Thank you for showing up. Thank you for that blessing, my man. Thank you so much. Appreciate you being here. We're doing Android stuff. A fun little Android workshop. We'll see where things go. Using Scrcpy to mirror my Android device to the desktop. I'm actually going to right click on this, and I'm going to click always on top, so that even if I drop down to the terminal, the phone is still going to show on top of everything. Just makes it easier. All right. So if you've never done this before, first you need to enable developer options. It's super simple. You're gonna go into settings, however you choose to get to settings. There's multiple ways to do that, and you're looking for about phone. I'll probably end up showing some personal information while I do this, but I actually, honestly, I don't care. You're looking for build number. Build number's all the way at the bottom. You're going to simply tap build number 7 times. I am obviously already a developer, but that's how you do it. Just locate build number inside of about phone and tap build number 7 times, and then enter your PIN code, and you have now enabled developer options. From there, there's 2 different paths that you take depending on the phone that you're using. For me, I click on system, go down to the bottom, and now we have developer options. Click on developer options, and you're going to scroll down a little bit, and here is USB debugging. You have to make sure USB debugging is enabled. That is how I have this connection. So make sure that you have done that. Enable USB debugging. Also, it's a good idea just to click stay awake so that the screen doesn't fall asleep while we're doing any of this. You can see what's going on. It's just a good thing to do. That's the starting point right there. That is the starting point. I can put it behind the chat. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. Yeah, I'm gonna put it right there. I like that. This is my first time ever streaming with this. I had to fix that horrendous situation last night trying to stream. That was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. I'm just going to delete that stream altogether. All right, if you guys see me breaking out into a sweat, it's because it's hot as hell in this room. I have to shut the AC off for the audio, and I am freaking hot, man. There's nothing I can do about it. What we got? How many people we got in here right now? Okay. For those of you who don't know, USB is broke on brand new Chromebook. That's why I got it for free, I think. Oh, well, yeah, that would make sense if the USB is broke. The hardware is definitely making it hotter. I got these screens behind me, my night light, because I'm scared of the dark. And yeah, it's making this room is so hot right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. It is stifling in here. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm just gonna bear it. I'm just gonna grit my teeth through it. It'll cool down a little bit as we get further into the evening, but I'm freaking hot. All right. All the computers is not making it any easier, that's for sure. It's not making it any cooler. Okay, let's move forward. All right, so hopefully you have ADB installed, okay? If you are uncertain as to whether you do have ADB installed, you can always run which on ADB. That will tell you where it's located. The binary is located inside of user bin ADB. I'm going to switch over to the fish, to my fish shell, because I get auto completion, auto suggestions, etc. and so forth. I love the fish shell. I'm using a custom prompt that you see up here. It even has the Ubuntu logo. Pretty cool. I like it. All right. So you can verify whether you have a connection by running ADB devices. You see that we get back that we have an attached device. You also could have more than one device attached, and it will give you multiple devices. So we're starting with the basics of the basics, and then we're going to move forward into some fun stuff. So if, once again, I'm kind of repeating what I did last night, but it's because last night's stream sucked. So starting point is going to be, well, you can shell into the device, right? We have ADB running. We have a connection that we have verified with ADB devices. We can just shell into the phone now by running ADB shell. And watch this. This is actually very important. So you see that this phone goes by the code name of Panther, right? So I am now inside of this Android device. I have essentially a shell on the phone. This right here, this one thing that I'm about to do, I don't know off the top of my head what the percentage is. I want to say it's, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, like somewhere around 70% of all phones are basically Android devices. They're running Android. I know that more so than not, our phones on the planet are Android, right? You're talking about a lot of phones. We actually have more phones than human beings, right? So if you run the uname command, you see that what we get back is Linux. And if you've never seen this before, this is an important, valid point to bring home to everyone. Your phone is running Linux. If you're running Android, it's running a modified Linux kernel. If you're running iOS, it's running a modified Unix kernel. But no matter if you shell into an Android device or if you shell into an iOS, a device running iOS, when you run the uname command, you're going to get back Linux. See right here, we get back Linux. So that means that just goes to show you the power, the immense power of learning Linux, because all of your fundamental commands are going to be applicable to pretty much every phone on the planet, whether you're in an iPhone or you're in a Google Pixel, these commands are going to apply. So if I split the screen, right, and on my Ubuntu machine, I run the uname command, you see that it says Linux. And I can run basic commands like pwd and, who am I and ls and all of these various commands. I can do the same thing on the device. I'm in my phone. If I run pwd, it tells me the location I'm at in the file system. If I run ls, it will list out everything in the current directory. If I run who am I, it tells me the shell that I have. All of your base Linux commands apply. That's huge. You're saying that's the best info that you got so far that has excited. Yeah. So we're moving extremely slow. People are just now starting to join the chat, but this is incredibly important. I mean, I don't actually have an iPhone in front of me. I do, but I don't have a shell on one. I wish I could plug an iPhone in and do the same thing, because if you get a shell on an iPhone, it's going to be the same exact. You can have this. It's the same thing. All of these commands are going to work on Linux, on Android, or iOS. All of your base commands, right? I can run if config, and I can pull up information related to the IP addresses and the network interfaces, etc., and so forth. We can run commands on the Android device straight from this shell. So I prefer to run them from Linux and send them to the phone, but you can just shell into the device, and I could run commands like you can pull up help menus. You can do all the same stuff you do on Linux. So I can run pm. Let's see. So sometimes you might not have -- help. You just type help, but you see I'm still able to pull up a help menu. I'm inside the Android phone and I'm pulling up a help menu just like I essentially would on Linux, right? That's crazy. That's crazy to me, right? So you can run commands like, say that I want to list out every single application that is installed on my phone, not just the ones that I see icons for, all of the applications on the phone. I want to see every one. I can do that by running pm list packages. It will list out every single application on the phone. Now, I prefer to just send the command to the phone. So I'm actually going to exit from the phone, and I'm going to run my commands from my Linux machine, and I'm going to send them over to the phone using ADB. So in order to do that, you're running the same command, you're slightly changing it. So I'm going to run ADB shell followed by pm list packages, right? It's the same thing I just did on the phone. That's literally the equivalent of me shelling into the phone over on the right and running pm list packages. I'm doing the same thing. I'm just doing it from my Linux machine, right? And I prefer to do it that way. So all of the commands that I run, I'm going to be running them from my Linux machine. So if you were ever curious to know, how many packages do you think that you actually have installed on your phone? So here, this is a Google Pixel that I'm using, and I probably have like 15 packages that I've installed, that I have installed going out to the Play Store, probably like 15. But on a default Google Pixel, how many applications do you think are on a default Google Pixel? How many? Let me hear some answers. Like, what do you guys think? What is your guess? How many total? Not just the ones that you see, these cute little icons for, right? Like here's Signal, Mesh Core, even the ones that don't have icons. How many do you think there are on the device? Does anybody have any guesses? And your question is, can I get everything that's been on a phone, even if it's been factory reset? Well, if it's been factory reset, you're gonna lose a lot of data, but there's still gonna be some data left on it, even after a factory reset. If you're able to start doing like real deal forensics on the device, there will still be some residual data left on it. But if you do a factory reset and you do a wipe, it's gonna get rid of a decent amount of it. So we have a guess coming in. So somebody is saying 315. 315 is actually probably pretty close. It's probably pretty close. I definitely think it's more than 300. So let's see. All right. So in order for me to do that, super simple. We're just using basic Linux commands and we're combining them. So I'm going to run the same command, ADB shell PM list packages, and I'm going to pipe it into the word count command. So WC stands for word count, and I'm going to do -L. And by doing that, I'm able to count each line. So it essentially counted each line, and it gave us a total, and that total is 355. This is accurate down to plus or minus 1. So there is pretty close to 354, 355, or 354 or 355 for sure is going to be the number. That's a lot. That's insane. Give you an idea of how many of those were installed before I even got the phone. I can do -3. That will list out all the third-party applications. When I say third-party, these are the applications that I have actually installed through the Play Store. And I can do the same thing. I can get a count, and that totals 20. So 355 minus 20 is going to be 335. So that's 335 applications that this phone came with, and that's insane. That's absolutely insane. So let's is there a direction that any of you guys want to go? Do you want to, if there is a direction that you're interested in going, let me know. That'll give me a better idea of how to proceed through like some of the next commands that I'm gonna run. You guys let me know. But so let's say that that's cool. So we know that there's a bunch of applications installed on the phone. Big deal. So what? I have the thing that is behind me. I have the triple screen monitor behind me, and that actually comes with a APK, and it came on a USB stick. So when I purchased that, that's referred to as the QQH Z80A, allows me to turn my laptop into triple monitor. And I was given this USB stick. On this USB stick are the drivers to get it up and running on Windows, Mac OS, and Linux. And there's an APK on here. So this is a great opportunity to show you how, if you've never done this before, how would you sideload or install an APK onto the phone that you did not get from the Play Store. You need an IP address from a received email and text and WhatsApp. I'm going to plug this USB stick in. And run LSBLK and a CD inside of this new mount point. I'm looking for an APK that came with the screens behind me. It's inside of a directory called Android, and I got a CD inside of that directory, and there we go. So you can see I have this file. If I run the file command on this file, it is in fact an Android APK. I can get the approximate size by running ls-lh. It's approximately 18 megabytes in size, etc. and so forth. All right, so let's say that I want to install or sideload this APK onto my device. Incredibly simple. I'm just going to run the command ADB install followed by, let me back up actually. I'm gonna first get rid of these little quotation marks, these little single quotation marks around this. I don't like that. So I'm gonna copy that to a slightly different name. Let me get rid of those. Those could be an issue. I'm gonna do that. And okay, there we go. So I'm going to run ADB install followed by the name of the APK. And that is literally it. It is now installing the APK on the phone. You see that we got back success. Use a phone browser desktop mode. What's up, Ken Kennedy? Easy peasy, yeah. Use a phone browser desktop mode. Make the terminal bigger, make the font bigger like this. Yeah, okay. All right, so that is an example of side loading an APK onto the device. And now when we rerun, trying to see where it's at. Okay, here it is. Here's the actual icon for it. You can see it's right over here on the right-hand side next to the Six Flags app. That's what the actual app, that the icon looks like. So now if we rerun one of those previous commands, we should get a different count because we just added an additional APK to the phone. So if I rerun that, I'm now getting 21. Because that was a third party or outside of the system, the apps installed on the system. Likewise, I have 300, and now I have 356. So you see how that works. So we just installed an additional app on the phone. Now, if I run ADB shell PM list packages, I want to know the name of that. I want to know the name of that APK that I just installed. Let's say that you're interested in doing some reverse engineering or some Android app hacking, or you just want to try to mod the app for fun or something, right? The very first step in that process is you're going to need to identify the name of the app. So we're going to use the app that I just installed. I just side-loaded that app onto the phone. We're going to use that for an example. I know that it's a third-party app, so I'm going to add -3 onto the command. I'm going to run ADB shell PM list packages with a -3. And if I look through all of these names, it's not going to take me long before I'm able to identify which name belongs to that app, and I can see it's this one right here. And I know that obviously it goes to the thing behind me, so it's for a USB display. So yeah, that makes logical sense. So this is going to be the name of the package, or in other words, this part. They all start with com dot, etc. and so forth. Some of them, very rarely, but some of them start with something else, like the Malvat app starts with net. But this is the name of that app. And you might be saying, why is that important? It's actually incredibly important, more important than you might realize. So I am going to copy that name. Let's say we're using this app as an example, right? Let's say that you want to extract an app from your phone because you want to do whatever it is you do to apps. You know, like I said, could be reverse engineering, could be hacking. Maybe you're trying to, you know, embed a payload into the phone, like whatever it is that you're trying to do. We now have the name of the app. Now that I have the name of the app, I'm going to run the command ADB shell PM list packages, and I'm going to do a -F. When I do that -F, that gives me the path inside of the file system for every single app. That actually gives me the path to where it is located. That is why that is so important. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rerun that command, and I'm going to pipe that into grep, and I'm going to grep for that name. And when I do that, that gives me the path. That is how you get the path to where the app is stored in the file system of the device. So now that I have the path, right, I can copy the path. The path starts right after the package and the colon right here. So the path is going to start right here with /data. So I'm going to actually copy that path all the way over to base APK, just like that. I'm going to copy that path, and I'm going to run the command ADB Pull, and I'm going to paste in that path. Just like that. And I'm going to hit enter. And now it just extracted the APK from the device. So if I run ls, you're going to see that I now have something called base APK. And just to make sure that it is actually the same app, I can run ls-l on base APK. We'll get a size. Here's the exact size. And if I run ls-l on the original app that I installed, you see that it is the same exact size. So you see it's the same exact app. So that is how you would both install an app onto an Android device, and then more importantly, how you would extract an app from an Android device. Now the thing is you notice that the app's still on the device. This is the icon. It's still there. You did not remove the app. You didn't uninstall the app. When you do ADB pull, you're extracting it, but you're essentially extracting a copy of it. You're not removing it. You're not uninstalling it. If I wanted to actually uninstall it, I can do that by running ADB uninstall, followed by the name of that app. So I would need to, once again, get the name of the app. That's why the name is so important. You have to know the name. So I want to uninstall that app. Once again, just get the name, and now I can run ADB uninstall, paste in the name of the app, and there we go. We just uninstalled the app from the device. So that's how that would work right there. It is so incredibly hot in this room. All right. How many people do we got in the chat? Yeah, man, today has been another great day. I got some great news today from my landlord. He gave me a nice little ultimatum. I don't actually want to be here anyway. That's why I'm networking with people. I'm looking for somewhere else that I can go, where I can do YouTube and make YouTube videos with other people, and I can collaborate and we can work together. I'm desperately seeking another place to go because I'm not happy here, and people look at me as if I'm doing something wrong by doing this stuff. I don't understand it. So I'm not happy here where I'm at. I have no family, I have no friends, and I would love to change that. So I got an ultimatum from my landlord today, and I have not been able to find a job, and I have been trying my ass off just to get a job. And I haven't been able to find a job. I'm struggling. I owe back rent. And he basically told me today, you know, either come up with it somehow, or he said that he would give me a week and give me my security deposit back. He'd give me a week to get out. So I told him I'll see him in court. I'm just going to take it to court, and I'll ask the judge what we can do. I don't know what else to say. I just want a job. I'm just trying to make money to pay my bills. Should be a very easy thing to do, but for whatever reason, it hasn't been an easy thing for me to do. So 110 in Vegas. Yeah, it's 110 in here right now. I'm literally, I promise you, I'm literally sweating right now. It is so hot in here. I might wait. I might come back and wait until a little bit later and hop back on the stream, because it's so incredibly uncomfortable. I'm literally dripping in sweat right now. So if I wait until it gets a little bit later, then it won't be as hot in here, because this is ridiculous. You're saying it's 110 in Vegas. It's probably fucking 100 degrees in here right now. It is hot. So you said, is there any way to contact me? Yes, there is a way that you can contact me. I have been giving out my email address pretty freely, and I can drop that in the chat right now. You can reach me at this email address. You can reach me at that email address. So while we're just kind of hanging out, I'm going to start up one of my favorite bash scripts. I created a bash script called OSINT Droid. I also created a bash script called Secret Codes. Those are my two favorite ones for Android. And I'm going to show you the Secret Codes bash script. This is the GitHub repository for Secret Codes. And this will pretty much walk you through everything. You have to have ADB installed. This does leverage ADB. Obviously, we already did all of that. And it walks you through how the bash script works. You can even see a little demo. This is my claim to fame, because this script pulls dialer codes from any phone running Android. Dialer codes are literally codes. Some of them are secret, and some of them are not documented. And you are able to actually dial those codes into your dialer app, and it will do interesting things on your phone. Things like pull up hidden menus. In some situations, you have to be careful dialing some of them, because in some situations, it will even do things like factory reset your phone. Most of them are harmless, but you do have to be careful just blindly dialing all of them into your phone. So super cool. Every phone has secret codes. This is the first script that I know of. If there is another one that does exist, I don't know about it, but this script will pull those secret codes from your device. So to get the script, you can do a git clone of the repository by opening up that green box. We're going to copy the URL to the clipboard. We're going to go down to the command line. You're going to want to make sure that you have git installed. I have it installed. If you don't, simple, just run sudo apt install git. Once you have that up and running, I'm going to do a git clone by typing git clone, and I'm going to paste in the URL for my secret codes repository. Once the git clone has finished, you can cd inside of the newly created secret codes directory, and there you go. You have a README file, and you have the secret codes bash script. There's a really cool application. If you're asking me what state I live in Ohio. And specifically, I'm in Ashtabula, Ohio. Ashtabula, Ohio is in northern Ohio. It's in the Northeast, and I'm close to Pennsylvania. You like the terminal? Yeah, man. Pineapple cheesecake. Oh man, that's making me hungry. That sounds really good right now. I live in Ashtabula, Ohio. I'm not originally from Ashtabula. I ended up in Ashtabula because of a really crappy relationship that I was in, and I kind of got pushed. Out here, more or less terms. I didn't know anybody out here. It just kind of happened that way. And I've been out here for like 3 years now. And I've struggled the whole time I've been out here. I've struggled from day one, just trying to fit in, make friends, find people that are interested in this stuff. And it's been impossible. I've had a very difficult time out here. So I would like to move. I would really like to go to Vegas if I had my choice, so that I can be close to, the conferences that happen multiple times a year. And a lot, you said Pineapple Cheesecake says, I understand you. I feel you, bro. Yeah, diagnostic or service codes. Yeah, you're right. That's basically another way of describing these. Yeah, they're dialer codes. Some of them are diagnostic codes. Some of them could be service codes. You could maybe use those words interchangeably, but I call them dialer codes. Some of them are documented, some of them are not. There have been a ton of people that have done videos on these. They've been around for a long time. That's nothing new. But as far as I know, I've looked, I haven't seen anything else. As far as I know, I'm the first one that has created a bash script that actually will locate them and pull them from a device. Because you will find all sorts of different things online about these. Like if I open up a web browser and I'm going to go to YouTube and type in secret dialer codes, there's going to be a ton of videos, right? There's a ton of people that have done videos on this, right? There you go. Secret dialer codes, right? And you have to have a prefix like star pound, pound star at the end, something to that effect. Can change depending on. So here we go. There's a ton of people that have done videos on them, right? You got a ton of shorts. But none of these videos, none of them show you like where to actually find them direct from device. Yeah. So that's basically what I'm doing. I would love to be, shown that I'm wrong, but I've looked. As far as I know, I don't know of anybody else that has created something like this that pulls them from the phone. So there's a ton of videos. They walk you through it. Yeah, there's these things, secret codes. You can dial this number, but I'm showing you how to actually pull them from any Android device, and that is what this does. So real quick, like a quick little side quest for those of you that are using Ubuntu and are using Snap packages. Snap has this really cool package called Glow, and you can actually run Snap search Glow, and you'll get a couple different things that pop up. We're looking for this one right here at the top. It's used to render Markdown on the command line. So I'm pretty sure I already have it installed. Yeah. So you can also run Snap Info on Glow. Thank you, Koan. What you got to explain to me, man. What does that mean when the gold coin? What does that mean exactly? So could somebody explain that to me? I'm so new to this. You got to explain to me what that even means. Like it says 10 joules and a gold coin. So this is Glow. Okay, Glow is a terminal-based Markdown reader. It's designed from the ground up, and it basically beautifies things like boring Markdown files. So every time you ever do a git clone of somebody's repository, like I did a git clone of mine, typically there's always a README file. That README file ends in .md for Markdown, and you might open it up using Nano, and you know, people do this and just read through it like that, or you could open it up, you know, with your browser of choice, and you could read it in the browser. But Glow is cool because Glow will allow you to read things like Markdown files in the command line, and you can see that it just made this thing look absolutely beautiful. So I really like Glow. This is something I use all the time for finding and viewing things that are Markdown files in the command line. And if you just run Glow with nothing, it'll actually go through your file system and it will find anything that matches. So it'll literally, it'll look for stuff in the current directory. So if I back up to my home directory and run Glow, you see it's now going through every file, every directory in my home directory, and it's looking for any Markdown files. So it's pretty cool. Glow is awesome. All right, so I'm going to CD back into secret codes, and we have the secret codes bash script. It ends in .sh, right? This right here, no args. Yeah, no args, definitely. So if you run ls-l on secret codes, right, on any file, right, on any bash script, you see that we have the permissions over here on the left, and we have read write permissions, but we don't have execute permissions. So when I try to run secret codes, it doesn't even show up. But if I try to type it, out, it says it exists, but it's not an executable file. So what that means is that we need to make it executable. And this is why you always see people saying run chmod +x. We are making it executable. We're adding the execute permission bit. So now if I run ls-l on secret codes, you see that it has the X now. So we just made it executable. And anytime a bash script shows up in green, that's a further indication for you to let you know this is executable. So somebody is saying you can get a government grant to teach classes. That would be really interesting. I would love to explore that. One of the really interesting things that has come from this whole dilemma that I'm in, it forced me to, you say they got so much funding here, it's stupid. When you say here, do you mean in Vegas? Where is here? You just found out that the Windows terminal has scan lines while researching Glow. Oh, you're trying to, wait a minute. Windows, bro, what are you doing here? What the are you doing here? Are you running Windows right now, bro? Let me find out, man. When you say they have so much funding here that it's stupid, where is here? Is that in, are you, where are you at, Mark Lamy? Laugh out loud. I use both Windows and Nix. We got a Windows guy up in here. Oh my God. This guy's using Windows. All right. Housing is getting 17.2 mil to house people. Okay. So are you suggesting to me that you're saying that you could get me into housing in Vegas quickly? Is that what you're suggesting? Because if you are, I'm going to tell you something. That's where I want to go. I know it's hot as hell out there, but even a guy like me who changed his entire life and is a success story, just has a past, you know, a guy like me could get a job in a place like Vegas very quickly if I needed a side job. So But I want to go to Vegas because I want to be closer to the scene. I want to have friends that are doing what I'm doing and be able to meet up with them. I want to be able to go to the conferences. Every year I say I'm going to Vegas for DEF CON, and it's something happens and like I can't afford it or something. I'm tired of that, man. So I'll tell you what, I'll just move to Vegas and then I'll start, I'll expand the channel and start doing stuff on my channel with like other hackers and people who are way better than me in Vegas, and just start expanding the channel. It'd be really cool. Drive your ass to Vegas, get a storage, and I'll get you housed in one day. Drive to Vegas, huh? Well, I sent you the email. You should just reach out to me via the email. Share a way for me to get a hold of you so that we can talk a little bit more outside of the stream about that, because I actually would be very interested in that. Guys, I have to get out of here. Like, I got to get out of this place. My landlord literally sent me a text today. Nobody will help me find a job, and I've practically broken down in the tears trying to find a job. I begged people for a job. I have no shame in that. I'm a guy who changed my entire life. I wish no bad things upon anybody. I want to be a success story. I want to be an inspiration for other people that have, backgrounds, right? And I've struggled bad, and I cannot get anybody out here to give me a freaking opportunity. So I just got a text from my landlord today, who, mind you, he's not ignorant. He sees what's going on, and he kind of seems like he's just looking the other way. You can't be my landlord and see things that are happening here and act like you don't know they're happening. So I think that he thinks the easiest solution is to just, tell me to get out, and that's going to make it all better, sort of thing. But that's just not how life works. There is something called accountability. You don't like the energy of Vegas in the big lines. I can't get the fear and loathing in Las Vegas picture out of my mind. New grants every 4 months. So I would love to create a course, and I'm throwing around a few ideas with some other people. We're having some conversations about that very thing. Like, could we potentially put together a course that's different than anything else that exists? If I could get a grant to do it, that would be even better. I don't know if that's possible or not, but we'll have to see, man. We'll have to see. We got some more people showing up. Pineapple cheesecakes got me hungry up in here, man. So, okay. So yeah, back to we're going to start this script up. So we made the script executable. Previous versions of secret codes did not have a help menu, but I added a help menu. So if you saw the previous version, or if you've seen like the first video I ever did on this that got, has a couple 100,000 views, the first version of this script, it didn't have a help menu. This one does. So we can pull up the help options by running -- help. And it's very simple. We have some ASCII art. Keep building, keep learning. Something will happen. I know it will, man. I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I'm not up to par on the grants situation. I can provide good service to people for whom it matters. I can. And you know what? The live streams, I'm doing these live streams now. This is completely new to me. I like it. It's different. I'm sweating right now because of the temperature in here, but that's a minor inconvenience. The live streams are helping because people are gifting me and doing all sorts of generous things, and that helps out tremendously. So when you get paid once a month on YouTube. So I won't see, like when I did my first live stream the other day, people looked out, tremendously financially, like they were giving me supers and gifts and stuff, and that will be reflected in my once a month YouTube payment next month, like near the end of September. So doing the live streams is going to help out big time, because people bless you during those live streams. It's really cool. So that's going to help when that starts coming in. But something about this area that I live in, man, the vibe is just not right, man. And you know when something's not right. If you're in a relationship, when something's not right with your partner, especially if you've been with that person for a long time. You just know. You don't need to have any technology or something. You just know. You feel it. Something's not right in where I'm at. I feel it. I feel the way people act towards me. I feel the way that they look at me. I see the way they look at me. I feel the way that I feel it. The way they speak to me, look at me, the way they act towards me, everything. I feel it. The vibe is off. The vibe is off. And the way I feel about it is like this. I'm a success story. I know I have a lot to offer. I've devoted myself to this cause. I'm teaching and preaching the word of Linux. I'm trying to convert every Windows user to Linux. So we got a guy in the chat that is literally using Windows, and we're going to convert that man to Linux. He's going to become a Linux user. He's going to drop Windows, never look back. Eventually, we're going to convert him. And that is my purpose, is to convert as many people from Windows to Linux as possible. And that's a noble cause, 1,000 joules, baby. What's up, CBK 1090? Appreciate you being here, man. Yeah, we're converting Windows users to Linux. That's the goal. There's nothing that you can do on Windows that you can't do on Linux. And you can probably do it better with less bloat. I wish you the best too. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. So the way I look at it is like this. I'm treated like shit in this town. I feel it. I see it. And I'm a success story. If you don't want me to write my story here, I'm okay with that. I will be more than happy to find a different place to write my success story. Period. Now, I get it. And this is, look, guys, this is the unfortunate reality of this, right? I got a lot of stuff, stuff like, you see stuff like this, and you see these antennas everywhere and all this stuff. And I get it. I get how it looks. Okay. I get how it looks. But that's it. However it looks, it looks. I take pride in the fact that I changed my life. I take pride in the fact that I do everything on the right side of the law. I didn't once live like that. I was in the streets. I used to sell large amounts of drugs, and I did time for that. And I changed my life. Accept it and move on. But I feel the vibe. And unfortunately, I think that perhaps also with the help of people who like to, some people just like to create problems where problems don't even exist. Like, say, your ex, right? Anybody out there have an ex that just can't stand you and likes to make life difficult for you? I'm just giving you an example, but I think somewhere down the line, somebody got some misinformation and they think I'm doing something I'm not. I just had a guy a couple of days ago, and I caught him taking pictures of me. Kid you not. I can't make this up, man. Not making this up. This is how my life is presently, where I'm at. I see this guy out of my peripheral taking pictures of me, and I see what you're saying. People don't care about the antennas or background. Nobody's getting hired these days. Well, put it this way, man. Listen to this once again. This might be hard for some of you to believe, but check this out. So I went into Applebee's the other day, and I will wash dishes. I'll wash cars. I will do the lowest work on the totem pole. I don't care, as long as it's honest, as long as it's legal. Okay. And I tried to get a job washing dishes. they didn't have a position for washing dishes available. They had a position for running food out to the car side, right? What's up, bro? Happy Monday, kind of geeky. So long story short, I applied for a job I applied for a job called car side, and the interview went fantastic. I showed up, I did some push-ups before I went in, so like my arms were a little big or whatever. And I put on my best polo V-neck Fresh Forensics shirt. I got the Fresh Forensics showing, Fresh Forensics, everything, looking good. And interview went great. The manager said, if it were up to me, I would hire you right now on the spot. I said, wow, that's good sign. Then I don't hear anything back. I was told they would get back I was told she would call me on Wednesday. Wednesday comes, no phone call, crickets. So that's weird. Thursday comes, still no phone call. And instead, I get a text message. I posted the text message on my YouTube channel. I got a text message saying, sorry, got no positions available. Sorry, try again another time. What? What do you mean you have no positions available? That don't make no sense. So I go back up, I walk in. They're interviewing somebody else as I walk in. And then the manager comes out, and in an awkward, nervous conversation that she has with me, she says that the day before, somebody called up there about me. Somebody called up there and they said something about me. And whatever they said, which I don't know what was said, and they would not tell me. They wouldn't tell me, and I asked. But whatever was said on that phone call is why they didn't give me the job, and why they wouldn't even call me back to tell me that they weren't giving me the job. So there's stuff like that taking place where I go to get a job somewhere and somebody's calling up there and saying bad things about me, and it's stopping me from getting a job to save my life. That's serious. It's pretty crazy. So needless to say, I'm looking to leave this place. And my landlord just gave me a nice little ultimatum today. And I told him, take me to court. I'll see you in court. So that's a nice little tangent. All right. So we have secret codes. We're pulling up the help menu. I got some ASCII arts here. Some really cool ASCII arts that I always like to use ASCII art. So there are some options, basic options. We got --CSV. We got --JSON. And -- quiet. So if you want to export the results to CSV format, just add --CSV. If you want to export them to JSON, just add --JSON. I'm just going to run the script as is. And when you do it that way, it is going to save everything to a TXT file. You will be given the name of the file next to output file. So you can see that I'm using a Google Pixel 7. It's running OS version 16. I'm using the default mode, which is text mode. So in other words, God bless you too, Jekyll. God bless you too. Default mode is text mode. So if you don't specify CSV or JSON, then it's going to just do the default text mode. So default text mode, it's printing every single application out to the screen. Okay, we're looking for secret dialer codes. So it's going to go through every single app on this phone. And we know from earlier, those that were here earlier in the video, that we have like 355 apps on this phone. That's insane. So it's going to go through every one of those apps, and it is parsing through each app. It's basically running various ADB commands. And you can look at the bash script. It's all in bash, so it's very easy to follow. You can actually do this manually. You can find these manually, and there we go. So now we have a ton of secret codes. So it didn't find any for a while, and then all of a sudden, boom, we got a bunch. So we got 2 secret codes right here. Those pertain to this app. And then this app has all of these secret codes, which that's insane. That's a lot of secret codes for one app. and it's going to continue to work its way through every single app. It's essentially running ADB commands behind the scenes. If you don't have addictions, you can take full advantage and come up. Yeah, I don't have any addictions. Well, I take that back. I do have some addictions. I do. I'm addicted to Linux, and I'm addicted to making YouTube content. So I do have a couple of addictions. But as far as if you're referring to substances, I used to be a junkie, and it's not something I talk about on my channel. I do use the word junkie. I used to be a loser, and I used to be a junkie. So I've done it all. I've been through it all. I used to do all sorts of dumb things in the streets, and I was junkie. Now I don't drink, I don't smoke. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't party. The only thing that I put in my body is I do kratom and coffee. Those are the only two things. Kratom and coffee. That's it. Those are the only two things I put in my body. But I am 100% addicted to Linux. So coffee, yeah, kind of geeky. Coffee and energy drinks. I do like a good 300 milligram energy drink to get going especially before a video or a stream. Nice little energy drink. Do you guys drink energy drinks? What do you like? Bang or Red Bull or Monster? Drop something in the chat, man. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't party. I do two things. I do kratom and coffee, and that's it. And I'm more than happy with that. That's fine by me. I don't judge if you do something, but in some areas, yeah, they are cracking down on kratom, which is just how it works. It's ridiculous because you know what? In my opinion, it's all political. You can see that it's still searching through. It's still parsing through the apps on the phone, and it's continuing to find additional secret codes. I think it's ridiculous because you can buy alcohol anywhere, any gas station. You can go buy alcohol and you can drink yourself till you're dead. And cigarettes are the secondhand cigarette smoke is like the leading cause or one of the leading causes of death. So I find it interesting that there's such an attack on kratom when you can go buy alcohol and cigarettes from any store, any gas station. Guaranteed, any one of you out there in the chat right now, you have a gas station or a store within walking distance of you that sells alcohol and cigarettes. And secondhand smoke from cigarettes is one of the leading causes of death. So I know that there's some big fight against kratom, but in my opinion, it's ridiculous. So you're saying I'll be in a motel for one day for free if I come out to Vegas? Oh, don't tempt me, man. I want to go to Vegas, so I'm trying to get to Vegas. Okay, so what else we got? You've been sober for 6 years, Kowan. Congratulations, bro. That's a big deal. That's amazing, man. Quit smoking years ago. Pineapple cheesecake. Spitted tar for years after. I bet. I bet. I've never smoked, and I've never smoked cigarettes. I smoked other stuff in the past type of thing, but never was a cigarette smoker. I actually hate cigarettes. I hate the smell of that stuff, man. Okay. It's still running, and it's still looking for secret codes, but it's been running for quite a while. Okay, I'll check the email after the chat. I'm not going to check it now, but I would definitely check it after the chat, man. 95% plus of domestic violence, alcohol is involved. Well, yeah, I mean, when's the last time that you heard of somebody getting into a car accident because they took too much kratom? When was the last time you heard somebody get into a car accident because they drank too much? So, you know, the whole Kratom thing is ridiculous. It's 100%, in my opinion, it's politically motivated, financially motivated, but nobody has ever overdosed and died from Kratom. There's nobody out here dying from Kratom use. Drug abuse treatment. There's many grants for drug abuse treatment. Yeah, that's not something I'm interested in, but more power to you, man. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and Control-C the script. And we're going to have a file that has been created. You can see the file ends in .txt. So we're going to go ahead and open that up using Nano. And there you go. So everything that script just did, it will be saved to a file. And here are your secret codes. Reno probably has a ton of work. So you're telling me that you got a free apartment for 9 months? That's interesting. definitely interested in that. What's up, Bangala? I'm in this hot room sweating right now. I'm extremely hot. I got too many computers running, and I have my AC off so that I can record. So it's hot in here. I'm sweating. All right, so we got our secret codes. Kratom is addicting. Yeah, it is addicting, but so is sugar. So are many things. No way, it was on bar. Yeah. I mean, if we're gonna go down that path and we're gonna have that discussion or that argument, yeah, Kratom is addicting. It is. So what? Kratom bars in Florida got shut down. Why did they get shut down? Chimney on top of PCs creates a valuable cooling effect. How does the script determine the codes? Oh, there we go. Somebody wants to talk about Linux. These guys are trying to have arguments about Kratom. All right. How does the script determine the codes? That's actually a great question, kind of geeky. All right, so check this out. So let's actually open up the bash script. See this little bug flying around. I'm going to catch that thing. All right. So if we take a look inside of the bash script, you can actually see the ADB commands that are used, because I'll look it up, I promise. Pineapple cheesecake. So it's just leveraging ADB commands to find the codes. That's actually a really good question. The way I originally came across this was just manually searching through apps using ADB commands. And then once I figured it out, that was when I decided to automate it, to automate the process and do this for all the apps. But if you look through the output, you're going to see that there are some ADB commands, okay? And let me find where they're at. Okay, right here. So we have this command, ADB shell PM list packages, it's doing -s-f, and then it's piping it into awk, etc., and so forth. You said, fuck, it was 50 a shot. What was 50 a shot? A bug in bash script is funny. All right, so Democrats. Oh man, this is also, what do the codes do? Can we test them? Yeah, we can test them. I'll show you here in a second. So you're using ADB commands. So that's the whole point. Is you can run the commands manually, and then we're just we're stripping out some stuff. And ultimately, what you're looking for is you're looking for these keywords. You're looking for scheme and you're looking for authority. So let me see something here. It's actually been a while since I've done this manually. I think I probably have the actual command saved in my notes. I might have to check that. But in any event, you're you are parsing, you're using ADB commands and you're parsing through the output and you're looking for scheme and you're looking for authority. And you will actually find the secret codes by looking for these two keywords, scheme and authority. And once you find them, it is then a matter of determining what they actually do. So if I open up the .txt file and I come down here, we found a bunch of secret codes down here. So there's going to be a syntax. So here's the actual code, right? You have to precede the code with something, and then you have to put something after the code. It's usually something like star pound, and then it's the reverse, pound, star. And I'm going to tell you what that is in 1 second. It's been a while since I've actually done this. I was going to come up with a program that automated the process of dialing them as well. One second. Okay, so here's an example. I had to look it up. I had to double check. It's actually been a while since I've done this. All right, so we're gonna pick one of these and we're gonna use one of these as an example. So we have 3987. I'll just start at the top. So I'm actually gonna open up the dialer app on the phone, okay? And this is where I kind of have to be careful because I don't want to actually show you guys people's like phone numbers and stuff. So I have to remove this from the screen for a second because I don't want to get in trouble for I can't blur anything out. So I got to be careful that I don't actually show you guys anybody's phone numbers in here. But typically it's going to be something like star pound, and then you're going to do the code. So I'll try 3987, and then you're going to reverse it. So it's going to be pound star. So we're going to do star pound 39876 pound star. we said hashes are ends. Give me 1 second here. Star pound, star pound. 1, 2, 3, 6, 8, 3, 7, 8, 3, 7, 8. And I'm not getting any of these to work. Star pound, star pound. Eight, 7, 4, 8. 8, 7, 4, 8. Oh, okay. I know why. Oh, no wonder. Okay. I know why it wasn't working. I'm like, what the hell? Hold on 1 second. I had something on my phone that was stopping it from working. No wonder. Okay, hold on 1 second. Star pound, star pound. 3, 9, 8, 7. Pound, star. Okay, so it should, if you guys are running the script on your end, it should start with star pound, and then you're going to do pound star. So in other words, let's say that I was doing this one right here, 8748. I'm going to do star pound, and then I'm going to dial the code. And then I'm going to reverse it, and I'm going to do pound, star, like that. Usually it's something like that for most, right? And this is the part where it depends on what kind of phone that you have. So I'm using a Google Pixel. So if you're using a Samsung, that part might work different. So this script will pull the codes out. Then you just have to verify whether you are using the right series of pounds and stars before and after it. But for that, just Google what kind of phone that you're using, and you will be able to pull that up pretty quickly. And there's, like I said, there's a ton of videos. Like this guy's got freaking 2 million. He's got almost 2 million. He's got a little over 1 million subscribers. He's got almost 4 million views on this freaking video. There's a ton of videos out there where people talk about this, but that's all he's doing is basically talking about. That's all anybody does is. So even here, like he goes into some of the actual codes at the bottom. So what this script is doing is it's actually locating the codes, right? And these are referred to as dollar codes. There's a bunch of them on the internet that you can use to cross-reference with. If any of you guys are successful in verifying any of the codes, feel free to drop them in the chat. But all right, so we've been going for almost 2 hours now, guys, and I'm hot. I need to take a break. I'm up in here sweating. I need to let this room cool down a little bit. So I think what we're going to do is I'm going to stop for a little bit, and I'm going to rehydrate, take a shower, and I probably will come back and do something else in a few hours, maybe around like 9 or 10. If you guys feel like being a part of that, you are more than welcome to. But I think that I'm going to probably leave it here for now. We've been going for a little while. So I appreciate all you guys showing up, and thank you for your continued support. It means a lot to me. I'm going to reach out to one of you guys after the chat so we can talk a little bit more about the Vegas thing, because I am very serious about that, man. So until I see you guys in the next one, as always, keep learning and stay fresh, guys. All right. I love you. Much respect. Take it easy.